Hi everybody, academic writing in 3 minutes, and this podcast is about the main features of academic writing. In other words, features that we need to include in our academic work, and also features that we can spot in other work so we can see if it is indeed academic. So let's go through some of the main features. Well, one thing to consider is that academic writing uses a range of subject-specific and also general academic vocabulary. So language that is specific to your subject, but also general academic vocab that can be applicable to many different subjects. And we need this to, detail our ideas and make sure that the paragraphs and the ideas are at an appropriate academic level that we need to be writing at university. Also, the language is impersonal, so we don't use I, we don't use we don't use you. We use words like it or this. You wouldn't write I will discuss. You would write, say, this essay will discuss, or this essay will analyse, that type of thing. One thing to say though as a side point, if you ever have to write reflective writing, you do use I, because that is personal, but normally you would not. Now, related to this is the fact that academic writing often uses passive grammar. Now, passive grammar focuses, say, on the thing that's being done, not the person, usually a person doing it. For example, if you wrote something like the authors conducted research, that would be what's called active language. But to make it academic, we focus on the thing. Now here the thing is the research. So you'd write research was conducted. Maybe research was conducted by whoever. But you focus on the thing being done, not the actual people, for example, doing it. Also, the language we use is cautious when we're making conclusions or summarising our ideas or giving our own interpretations of evidence. We need to be cautious. Not too strong, in other words, and academically this is called hedging language. Also, the language we use needs to be simple and direct. We don't need to confuse the reader, which is what some, students and writers get a bit confused. They try and show off and say, using this really, difficult language that it's hard to navigate and understand what they're actually saying. No, you want the reader to understand so he or she, can actually accept or refute or whatever, but do something with your ideas, okay? Also, it's not dramatic. Academic writing is not dramatic. We're not writing a mystery novel, are we? We're not writing a crime novel. So we don't need the drama. We don't need any emotional language either, okay? Which can be tricky if you are emotionally involved with a particular subject, which is very possible. Okay, but it's not dramatic, it's not emotional, it's actually cold and factual. Okay, academic writing also needs to be cohesive, so the ideas need to be linked together and the ideas all need to be connected by a particular theme. Okay, and related to this, the language and the sentences and the paragraphs, well, they all need to be clearly organised. So we use linking words or phrases to introduce the ideas, say before, at the start of a paragraph or the start of a sentence, but also inside a sentence. So you need a range of linking words as well. We don't just want to repeat, say, however, all the time. There are different words we can use. So variety is important. And obviously we require evidence. We are not writing opinion essays. Academic writing needs evidence from a variety of good sources. As always, the evidence needs to be clearly referenced. And you have a reference list at the end so the reader can check and see if the sources are suitable, if they make sense, and if they're relevant and up to date as well. Okay, so they're the main features. So a range of vocab. It's simple and direct, it's impersonal, we use cautious language, we often have passive grammar, no drama, no emotion, clearly organised with linking words, some good evidence that is clearly referenced. And one more thing as well, it's a small thing, we don't use any contractions, okay, so no shortened forms of the words, full forms. Okay, look out for some podcasts coming up on some of the areas that I have just mentioned. But as always, thanks for listening. Any comments, please let me know. Thank you. Take care.